Perhaps it was a glitch, merely a coincidence. Surely it couldn't be anything more. That's at least what the young detective thought to herself when first seeing the pictures. It was late. The office was practically empty. Her desk was a mess, only illuminated by a single table lamp. A thin column of smoke rose from a nearby ashtray. She'd been going over the photos for hours now, each depicting the scene of a recent disaster. A gas explosion downtown, a fire in an industrial building, a car crash not 2 blocks away from the station. Normally, it wouldn't seem like these have anything in common, and they would quickly be chalked up as random coincidences, but not to her. Something about these accidents wouldn't stop bugging her, and now she finally knew what it was. She'd seen all the photos separately before, but now, putting them together, it was clear they were all connected by one thing. That man. In every single one of the pictures, there was a man, but as strange as it sounds, his head, it always seemed to be turned upside down. If it only happened once or twice, well, she would have just ignored it, but without fail, it happened every time. In the background, there he was, grinning and a motionless, horrifying figure, and yet, she read all the interview reports and not one person saw this thing. A shiver went down her spine as she glanced around the dark, empty office. Well, no matter. Tomorrow, she would expose the truth, and the whole department will set about looking to explain this phenomenon. She thought as she packed up her things and left. The young detective never made it home. She was found dead in a car crash the following morning. This is the only picture left from the crash. The creature she saw reappearing in her photos was the so-called man with the upside down face. Yet another creation of the wetting the bed at night due to the fear of imaginary creatures club enthusiast Trevor Henderson, and the topic of today's video. I'll be telling you everything we know about this entity, including appearance, behavior, and intentions, so you know what to do should you ever see it appear in a picture of an accident near you. So without any further ado, put on an extra pair of pants, stretch your neck, and let's go. Now, we've already covered several Trevor Henderson creatures here on the channel, ranging from purely malicious like Cartoon Cat to just pure observers like the Long Horse. So where does this one fit? Well, it's actually kinda both. See, the man with the upside down face is often seen as the most malicious and evil creature from all of Trevor Henderson's mythos, though it does often compete with Cartoon Cat for this position. It appears to be evil purely for the sake of it, and it can often be seen at scenes of gruesome and horrifying disasters. Well, when I say it can be seen, that's a bit of an exaggeration since nobody at the scene will actually be able to see him. The only place where this man shows up is in photographs after the fact, where his face can often be identified in the background. Using these photographs, we are however able to discern several key points of his appearance. Firstly, as stated in the name, this entity takes on the form of a man, the age of whom is quite hard to guess, but I'd say probably around his 30s. In all portrayals, his hair appears black and so do his eyes, but of course, given that most of the photos are either black and white or heavily desaturated, this could also not be entirely accurate. The standout feature is of course the face, which, as the name suggests, appears to be poised on the neck in an upside down fashion. We even have a sketch of the neck's inner anatomy by Henderson, which further supports this. His face also appears to be permanently twisted into a grin, and interestingly enough, it was confirmed that he is unable to frown. Now, in terms of behavior, we only know very little. The man with the upside down face can often be seen at the scenes of various disasters, illnesses, and deaths, which he presumably caused himself. How this is done, what his abilities are, or how he came to be is currently not known, though funny enough, we do have confirmation of the fact that he doesn't breathe. Interestingly enough, The man with the upside down face is sometimes referred to as the patron saint of car wrecks, and in one depiction is even drawn with a sun-like symbol behind him, which has led some people to speculate that Cartoon Cat could actually be more evil after all. But when asked this question, Trevor was quite firm in his answer, saying, I quote, "Cartoon Cat, well, we might think this is a joke. However, the man with the upside down face is, without a doubt, the true most dangerous monster in the Trevor Henderson's Mythos franchise." So I suppose next time a string of weird disasters happens around your house, and you happen to spot a weird figure with an upside down face in a picture of one of the scenes on TV, well, you might consider moving away for just a while, because who knows, you might just be next. But that brings us to the end of the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed and have something else fun to think about tonight when you're trying to fall asleep. If you liked this video, maybe consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. All of those would be very much appreciated. And if there's anything that I missed or a different Trevor Henderson creature you would like me to cover, please make sure to leave that down in the comments as well. I would very much like to read it. Now with that, I'm gonna wish you all a beautiful rest of the day, and I'll see you in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.